What's up, y'all? Laker Boy Ace here, and today we're going to be talking about the Las Vegas Summer League tournament, how Lonzo Ball won MVP, and how the Lakers ended up taking home the championship for the first time in franchise history. So let's get right into that. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and yeah, let's go. So let's start the video out by discussing Lonzo Ball. You either like the guy or you hate the guy. You either love his game or you hate his game. There's no in between with him. You know, he's either the Rajon Rondo 2.0 or he's the next coming of Jason Kidd. Either way you roll with it, you have an extreme opinion on Lonzo Ball. In my opinion, I have two things I like to think about Lonzo Ball. I don't think that he's the greatest, nor do I think that he's the worst. I think that Lonzo Ball is exactly what the Lakers needed. He's a leader, and he knows how to facilitate a team properly. The guy can pass the ball, he can pass the rock, and this summer league, he proved just that by winning the MVP. He averaged 16.3 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 9.3 assists. Now that is crazy. There's a stat line and even a picture that compares Lonzo Ball's Summer League stats to other current NBA superstars when they performed in their Summer League, and Lonzo Ball was better than all of them in each stat, in each category. And so that's just something really fascinating to look at. However, I digress a little bit, and that's because this is Summer League. You know, he is playing against rookies or two-year players. He's not playing against the real NBA competition. And a lot of people use that as an argument, and I don't blame them. That's a valid argument. However, what I like to say about Summer League is when you watch these players play in the Summer League, what you're seeing is the dynamic of what a player can do. Right? So we're not watching Summer League to see how the Lakers roster is going to perform in the regular season, because half of these players or 3/4 of these players aren't even going to be on the regular roster. What we're seeing is how these players are going to play and how they're going to maybe translate into the NBA. And from what we saw, Lonzo Ball is going to hopefully become a beast. The guy can pass the ball, that's for sure. He throws quarterback passes from behind the half court, and he legit makes his players better. The best example of that was last night against the Dallas Mavericks in the semifinals of the tournament. Lonzo Ball scored 14 points and had 10 assists by halftime. After halftime, it came out that he suffered a calf-strained injury, so he had to stay out the rest of the game. Now, the reason I bring this up is because when Lonzo left the game, you could see the offense was slowly starting to disintegrate. It was slowly starting to fall apart. And that's because the offense is strictly run through Lonzo Ball. Now, granted, this is Summer League. The offense is going to run through Lonzo Ball. I get that. But what we saw was just how dynamic and how transcendent a player like Lonzo Ball can be. He can truly not only score for himself, but get others involved, and that's something that we needed desperately last year. And the fact that he can get others involved and make others around him better, his players, that speaks volume. Not only is that going to make it easier for us to attract free agents this upcoming summer with the likes of Paul George, and there's potential rumors about LeBron James, but you know, I don't want to dive into that right now. It's LeBron James. Every summer there's a rumor about him. But it also makes the players on the team that are currently there happy, because Lonzo Ball is very unselfish and he just wants to make the others around him eat. He doesn't care about himself. He's to a fault unselfish, and that's a great trait you want in your point guard. So there you go, that's my overall analysis on Lonzo Ball. I think he'll be just fine. Obviously, his shot's a bit unorthodox and it's not your typical NBA jump shot. However, it still goes in. It didn't go in at a very consistent rate, but hey, he's a rookie and it's Summer League and you're still trying to adjust. So there's my take on Lonzo Ball. Let's move on to Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, reason I bring him up, even though he just played one game. In that one game, Brandon Ingram performed extremely well. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was so hyped when Lonzo Ball threw the alley-oop for the first play of the game in the Summer League, and he threw it right to Brandon Ingram, and Brandon Ingram dunked that, and it was just so hyped because you could see the potential 1-2 punch these two can have. And I just think Brandon Ingram has really developed. Not only has he developed his game, but mentally, Brandon Ingram has just gone to another level. You watch interviews with Brandon, you see how he's reacting to players and even plays in the game. He's just much more mature, much more calm, and he knows what he's doing compared to when he was a rookie. So I'm expecting Brandon Ingram to have a great jump this season based off what I saw in that one game. I know it's a small sample size and I know it's Summer League. I totally understand that. But what I'm saying is, based off what I've seen from Brandon Ingram as of so far, I think he's improving, because at the end of last season, he was slowly improving as well. So we're just going to have to wait for the regular season or the preseason to truly see how great Brandon Ingram has become. Lastly, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Dennis Smith Jr. This man keeps killing it, and he's doing a great job as of so far. I think the Dallas Mavericks got a great steal, and the Knicks might end up regret skipping up on him. We'll have to see. We'll just have to see how this season goes. All right, so last player I'm going to talk about, and this player ties in to the whole dynamic of the team this summer, other than Lonzo Ball. It was Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, taken with the 27th pick, is a 6'9" forward, and this guy is a beast. He can shoot from outside, he can shoot from inside, he can take it to the paint, he's a decent passer, and he can rebound the ball. He kind of does it all. And I think Kyle Kuzma is that type of player who can help us when we're in an offensive drought. He just knows how to score, and he knows how to put the ball into the basket. He's a tireless competitor from what I've seen, and him and Lonzo go together really well. And, you know, they joke around and they say they have the light-skin connection. I think that's hilarious. I think Kyle Kuzma has a great future if he keeps up this level of play, and I had no idea he was going to be this good. I remember watching the draft with Laker boy Waldo, and we were just sitting back and we saw Kyle Kuzma get drafted. At the time, we were assuming that the picks were going to be traded for Paul George. It didn't end up happening. We ended up drafting Kyle Kuzma, and I'm glad we did. You know, if we get Paul George, let's get that man in free agency now. I'm sure he would like to sign with the Lakers, assuming that Kyle Kuzma and Lonzo ball out, Brandon Ingram develops. You know, we got KCP, you know, and that's what I'm trying to say. The team we saw this summer league obviously is not going to be the team that is going to be in the regular season. However, there are certain players on the summer league roster, such as Zubac, Ingram, Ball, Kuzma, Josh Hart, Bryant. These guys are good. These guys can play, and these guys have heart. Now, whichever one of these players that make it onto the regular roster, I think each one of them are going to be amazing, and I think each one of them are going to be great. Moving forward, a lot of these players have potential, and a lot of these players can play right now. So I think Magic and Rob Pelinka have done a fantastic job at making a team with a direction, something we didn't have quite last year. Last year was just trusting the core, but now it's trusting the core but compete now. I firmly believe that the Lakers can potentially have a 30-win season. You know, I'm optimistic that they can make the playoffs, but I know they won't. But as a Laker fan, you always are optimistic about things of that nature. But anyways, that's what I was trying to talk about. I was trying to talk about how Lonzo's value is basically irreplaceable, how Brandon Ingram has really stepped up his game, how Kyle Kuzma is the steal of the draft, and just how valuable he might be moving forward is the question, and I do think he is going to be valuable. This guy can score at will, and I think that he's going to be a dangerous offensive piece moving forward. And then lastly, I didn't really touch up much on these two players, Zubac and Caruso, but Zubac has shown some development in his game. Although this summer league, he did show a little bit of a regression when it came to the defensive end, but I don't think that's much to worry about. I hopefully think that he's going to pick it up. Other than that, he's been great. And then we also have Caruso. Now, Caruso is somebody I did not expect to be this good. Caruso is good. This man's a G. He's a monster. He's out there scoring. He's doing his thing, and he's just buckets. He shoots the three, and you expect that to go in. You know, especially with Lonzo at the point, I really think Caruso is going to be a great piece to have on the side. But anyways, guys, that's my take on this summer league. I thought it was a great summer league. First time in franchise history the Lakers have won summer league. And you know, that's really exciting because we haven't been to the playoffs in multiple years, nor have we seen any sign of success in multiple years. The last thing Laker fans were happy about was, other than drafting the players we've drafted, was Kobe's last game. Other than that, we haven't seen much success. We've been sitting kind of on the back burner, and we've just been waiting for signs of optimism, signs to help us, you know, get through these times. And I feel like with the Summer League championship under our belt, I feel like with the way Lonzo Ball performed this Summer League, taking home the Summer League MVP, I believe that good things are coming. I think that this season we are going to compete much more than we did last year. And that's mainly because of the signings of KCP, Brook Lopez, and then we also have Julius Randle, Larry Nance, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo. We got all these players that are going to click, and I think the team's going to gel and hopefully become something special. Mad shout out to Magic and mad shout out to Rob Pelinka. These guys are really doing a fantastic job. I love the moves they made. They came in and did what they said they were going to do. So now the only thing we can do is just watch these players executed. The pieces are there. Not all of them, but they're there. And if they execute well, then sky's the limit. You know, if I was an NBA player, you know, if I was a free agent, let's say like Paul George next summer, and I saw that this team has youth, but it also has a veteran mix, it has charisma, it has a direction, it has a great front office, and it's in LA, why wouldn't you want to sign? Like, why wouldn't you want to sign with this team? There's no reason not to. And so that's what I'm trying to get at. The Lakers are in a good position again. I'm not going to say we're back, but we're back on the right track. And that feels so good as a Lakers fan. If anything you guys take from the Summer League, don't take that we're going to be champions. Don't think we're going to have the top 4 seed. Don't think we're going to even make the playoffs. What you should see is the potential we have. What you should see is that this team has now a construct to follow. That's the main key takeaway from this Summer League. It's basically to show us that we have players that can play. Now let's put them together and let's make them play and let's help them compete. Other than that, guys, I have nothing left to say. If you guys disagree or agree with anything I say, leave a comment down below. If you liked what I said, well then leave a like. And as always, please subscribe. Laker Boy Ace signing out.